Hello, I am a Canon EOS 80D, and back in my day I was a vlogger's dream. I had this flip out screen where people can view themselves as they record, and I had all these wonderful settings. It was super easy to use, I had autofocus, but then all these new cinematic cameras came out from Sony and Panasonic. People are switching away from Canon. Plus, all these smartphones are becoming more and more like us, even starting to have multiple lenses. So now I'm wondering, am I becoming irrelevant?
Hey guys! Sorry about the corny intro. I didn't mean to make my Canon DSLR sound British. Just kind of happened. This thing is really extra. It's super heavy. The lenses are heavy. I'm not traveling right now, but as I imagine my imaginary travels with my imaginary friends, I don't want to be the slow poke in this imaginary situation. Like, hey guys, wait for me, I need to change the lenses, and my lenses, would I lose something? Oh, my camera bag is so heavy. So recently, last month, I upgraded to the new Samsung Galaxy S21, and it's got 3 lenses. I'm super stoked. For the first time in my life, I'm able to change between 3 different lenses: telephoto, wide, standard, with just a tap of a finger, and I feel like a wizard. Anyway, today in this video I'll be doing 3 tests to compare the videography settings on both of these devices. So the first test scenario, we'll be looking at a high dynamic range, low light environment. Second, we'll be trying to do shallow depth of field or portrait mode. And third, we'll be testing image stabilization. So I'll be hand holding both devices and seeing what the raw footage coming out of the devices look like, which one's less shaky. All right, let's get started. So for our first test, we're looking at dynamic range. How well is the camera able to capture in detail both the things that are in the shadows, not lit very well, and the things that are in super bright spots. So basically what I did was I put 2 candles on my dresser and had both cameras pointing at it, and the rest of the room is super dark. And we want to see what's able to capture both the details of the flame coming out of the candles, and also, if you notice closely, there's a note in the back, handwritten by a musician who I supported, and I want to be able to read that note with as little grain as possible in this low light situation. Can you tell which footage is from which camera? If I had put my phone on a tripod, I think it would be a little bit less obvious, but I would say that the Samsung Galaxy takes the trophy on the dynamic range test. The image, let me pause this video, the image just looks way less grainy in the low light. So for this next test, we're looking at which has the best, I almost called it portrait mode, but its real name is shallow depth of field. Can you tell which footage is from which camera? Get me dabbing. So now I'm walking close to the camera, and you can see the one on the right. I'm no longer in focus and I'm close. Oh, and then now that I'm out of the frame, the image on the left, you can see that the camera just autofocused to the background. The image on the left is actually my smartphone. How smartphones do portrait mode is that they figure out who the subject is, and then they make everything else blurry, and then once I, the subject, left the picture, it just made everything crystal clear without anything blurry. For my DSLR, I had it on like a prime lens with the aperture all opened up, and also on manual focus, so when I left the frame it just didn't manual focus. And also when I walked closer to the camera, it no longer had me in focus because I was at a different focal length away from the camera, which is all nerd speak to say that DSLRs are a little bit more high maintenance, and if you want them to do other things like image stabilization or like autofocus or whatever with the giant aperture, you need to buy like a different lens for that. You need to buy different lenses for different situations. and that just costs a lot. So moving on to our next test. Our next test, I'm just walking up the stairs with both devices. Can you guys tell which footage is from which device? So the footage on the left, again, that was from my smartphone. The footage on the right, as in every single other test, is the image from the DSLR, and the smartphone just has stuff built into it that makes it less shaky. They're using some sort of a motion software thing, motion tracking thing, and it's just reducing the shakiness. The shakiness was a lot more visible on the DSLR, even though I had this image stabilizer lens on it. Just see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I could try to do this test again, except with photography stuff. I just wanted to show you one more thing. I don't know if iPhones have this, but I love the options in the More category on the Samsung S21. Of course, you have your hyperlapse and slow motion. The thing that I found super interesting is this new director's view. Basically, I can see myself and I can see the view from all three of my lenses. I can switch between the lenses super easily. And just press record and see what happens. Definitely way easier to switch between lenses on one of these devices than on a DSLR. Yeah, and that's really cool that my video actually record and see what switches happens between the lenses. That's crazy. And you see my face being awkward. Alright, let me know if you like this video and what you would like to see next. Catch you later. Take care.